I have returned. Hey, hello everybody. I'm live again. Thank you for liking the live. I haven't been live in a few days. Thank you for the support, y'all. Callie! Represent the live well, Callie. Or you will be unmodded. R&J, long time no see. Hi. You're not really loading in, but I'm not sure if it's the Temu Wi-Fi you got there, but hello. I'll drop you then your request back up.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you think about the prompt?
I don't know.
You think rights are a social contract? Do you think they're Intrinsic? What do you
Do you
think?
think do you think lefts are a social construct?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, what are you talking about by rights?
Basically, entitlements, you would say.
Justified entitlements, unjustified entitlements,
Just any entitlements. You think,
any entitlement.
yeah.
Yeah, entitlement definitely exists.
Think they're. Do you think, like, they come from the law? Or do you think, like, if we live in, like, I don't know, like a tribal society, would they exist?
I don't know if they would exist if we had a tribal society, but I believe people make them up.
Oh, okay. So they're more like privileges, right? I'm
We
kind
just
of in
call
this.
them rights, you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
just use a different word for what it is.
Okay, that makes sense. I would kind of agree. I mean, what would you think a right would be?
I don't know. Maybe the right to vote. I don't know.
You think we have that? You think that's made up too? You think everybody should vote, or the average Joe should vote?
No, I don't think everybody should vote.
Yeah, I would agree. I think very few people should vote. I should make a prompt about that. I'll be right back.
The screen share the live. Let's go. We love TikTok Shop. We love the algorithm. Tap the screen share the live. That boosts the algorithm and that boosts the host visibility on TikTok.
All right, I made that prompt real quick. Anybody else come up? Want to explain what do you think about rights?
Do countries have the right to defend themselves?
Uh, if right, I mean, I guess sure.
That was the wrong answer.
I said I guess sure. It's more of a hesitant answer. I mean, they can defend themselves.
The question was, do they have the right to?
I don't know. Oh, I think we have a new person. Nasir, what's your age? What do you think about the prompt?
21. I think
Nasir.
right exists.
What'd you say?
I think I do believe right exists.
Makes you say that?
No, this guy is
Because
clueless.
the right to exist, no one is forcing you. Example,
Nobody's forcing you to say that you believe rights exist either. So where are you getting that idea?
you can say like certain right are made up and certain right are truth.
Okay,
It
so
just
which
exists.
ones, right? So which ones aren't made up?
The one are made up is something you know and you deepest inside this is true. Like
That wasn't
example,
my question. That was the opposite of my question. Which rights are the ones that don't exist?
don't exist like the example, the right to vote. Human made up that. And another
Wait,
example.
how do you can't prove that humans made that up. There could be another advanced species that also votes.
Sure.
I cannot disprove you because
Can't disprove it
I
because
can't really hear you, to be honest.
you actually can't disprove that because we don't even know if they're aliens or not. So how would we know if they vote or not? Genius.
we can only talk about ourselves, right?
No, that's not true. We can talk hypotheticals all day long.
Okay, if we add alien, the question is, do alien have even right? You know what the right
Let's
are?
keep it on
What I'm
Earth
saying,
here.
surely they would also have rights, so therefore rights are something that is arbitrarily made up.
Do you see them? Like, do you met them?
No, but that's not
Then
the
how
point I'm
do you
making.
know?
Clearly, I just gave an example of how that would prove that they are arbitrary. You haven't provided a single shred of evidence that they're not arbitrary.
Mm, Yeah, I did give the reason I believe
No, you
right
didn't.
exists.
I
The
can't really
right
hear you.
exists. I did it. You can decide today to let go your life, or you can keep it. That's your own right.
That's
No one's
not
forcing
evidence.
you. You the evidence itself.
That is a fact. That's not evidence. Those are two different things. Evidence has to relate to your claim. It can't be unrelated. So, like,
Okay,
if I
let
say
me
the sky is
digress.
blue because 2 plus 2 equals 4, yes, those are all facts, but they're not related to each other. So that doesn't really
Okay.
further your claim. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand. You wanna to me to prove you the right exists. Like, you wanna clear evidence that exists,
Right.
which I can only prove with that the right human being made up. Like 14, I can bring what time 14 is stored and who made that. It's probably in history the first person who decide this idea to
That
14.
was Hammurabi, right? But we don't know, right? We just know that Hammurabi is the oldest one that we still have, right? There could have been people before Hammurabi that wrote um, writes down, right? But we don't have any surviving record of it. So there's no way to prove that Hammurabi actually is the first one.
That's true. But the right to make your decision is not made up.
What do you mean? Of course it could be made up. You could flip a coin to decide. What do you mean?
Come on, we don't need to go that long.
That could be made up too, though.
Yeah, you can say it to someone who's dumb, but come on, how is your decision made up?
So that's not proof, brother. That's what I'm saying. That's not evidence.
You cannot prove if something is true because that mean it have to come from you, your own understanding. If it's not true,
That's
mean
not
it come from
true.
outside.
I'm asking you, brother.
I cannot provide evidence, neither you.
Then you can't. That's it. It's that simple. Then you
But
can't.
that does not mean right does not exist.
That's what it means. You can't
It
prove
does
it.
not mean
You can't
I
prove it. Therefore,
provide
the opposite
fact.
must be true.
I provide fact. Reason right
I gave you a
exists.
fact. I gave you a hypothetical where an alien society could also vote, and that would prove that they also made up the right for them to vote. Therefore, rights are made up.
mean, yeah, you mean that voting? I tell you, like, it's made up because and people come out with it. You just following other people for stuff, which like the right to exist. You don't come out with it.
So there's no way to prove that what we know, right? What we say we know is actually the truth. There's no way to prove that Hammurabi was the person that made up the rights, right? They could have already been made up. He just wrote it down.
You can say that, but the truth is, you have to be God to know
The
if
truth
this
is, you
right
don't
was
know the
made
truth
up.
because you weren't alive in 1800 BC when Hammurabi wrote it down. So how can you say?
Yes, the reason I can say it is because, and think about, and inside of you, you have a heart. You have your heart. This is so stupid, but your heart have the right to exist, right? You cannot say my heart does
Oh,
not have
you
the right to
can. You're
exist.
wrong. You're wrong. You are wrong, sir. You can say that. There's no reason to believe that there was any purpose for any of us to be here at all.
Then where are you? Where this knowledge of you saying? Where is this coming from? That's my point.
What
You're just
knowledge of
making
what?
claim,
Knowledge of what?
like you saying your heart does not have the right to exist. Where do you come? Where are you
I'm not
taking this
saying it
information
doesn't
from?
have the right to exist. I'm saying it doesn't necessarily have the right to exist. Just because it does exist doesn't give it the right to exist.
Okay. I'm getting like where you going with it, but why will you like let's can you tell me yourself something you believe have the right to exist? You still there?
I don't know, bro, because man, I don't know if man is good because man came from nature, right? People say nature is good, but I don't even know if that's true because man came from nature and I don't know if man is good. So therefore, I can't say.
I mean, if I follow your logic, we have to start denying everything about right. And that will be like, I mean, that was
I'm
kind
not
of,
denying anything has a right. I'm just using a logical argument to answer your question.
yeah, I get it. You just using logical. You want people to provide clear evidence that the right are not made up, which the true right, which human have is true right always come from morality. Sometimes, like the right to not kill, right to not alive, come from morality. So that type of right, people can say, and I follow my moral, and I feel like unaliving someone is wrong. So they have the right to keep their life.
So that's going to stop a meteor from impacting the Earth?
Where you get all of this? I gave you the best example I can
They
come up
have a
with.
right to exist. Therefore, all meteors must turn around.
Are you okay? If you say the media have the right to exist, also you
All
have the
gamma ray
right to exist.
bursts,
Why do not
all
you choose
gamma
your
ray
own right?
bursts are hereby repelled.
Let
The
this
rights
new
of
person
man. We
say
have the
what he
rights of
can.
man. Descartes would be so proud of you, brother. It's definitely a noble pursuit, but that's all it is a pursuit. It's not a groundwork for any logical basis of an argument whatsoever. Philosophically, yes, I'll agree with you.
But logic only apply to physical world. Like it does not apply to anything go inside of
That
your
was
mind.
exactly the problem the founding fathers faced when they created America. Is that it was great talking about it until they started writing stuff down, and then they're like, this is actually a lot harder than we thought.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't think right do not exist because they do exist. It's just you have you. It's just it's like saying like if I use your logic, that mean all human beings are just robot being controlled or worse than robots. Just they don't exist. They just
How would it be worse than robots?
like
If anything, it would be the same as robots.
simulation. They are simulated. Like the world we live in is fake. It's just playing out by higher being who's just watching over us, or alien, basically. What do you call it? A
No,
lot
that's
of
not. I'm not saying that completely everything is outside of your control. I'm just saying that there are things that are outside of your control.
okay. I still believe right do exist, and you keep your belief. I keep my belief. That's good for both of us.
It's fine, but you still didn't respond to that thing about the meteor I said.
Yeah, I responded. I say like you have the right to exist, and the media have the right to exist. You choose you over the media. Choose the right of the media over yours.
But you're not understanding. Last I checked, the meteor doesn't have feelings, so it's not going to
No,
care
no. Existence
when it
does not
hits
have
that
feeling.
person that you said has the right to exist. I don't think the meteor is going to care, brother.
It's so stupid, but the media. How are you going to? Come on, we cannot go that low. If we go that low, like we stop using our brain and start seeing whatever.
That was your mistake. You see, you applied it to one man versus one man or multiple people, like people on both sides was your mistake. But there are events that could happen in which only people are on one side, on the receiving end. So in that case, right, there's no person that's violating any rights.
Mean you are like if you an alive a person with that a judgment like like by the law. Mean you are doing injustice to that person. You're taking their life by like SK, those people, if you
So
like read
God
the Quran
commits a
Prophet,
sin every time somebody unalives by something that wasn't murder. That's God's fault.
no, we cannot say that by your
That's what you're
action does not
saying.
is
That's
God.
what you're
Your
saying.
action is not God fault.
What you're saying is true, and that person had a right to exist. Then the blame would fall on God. God is the one
Then
committing all this murder.
no, God give you free will, and you are in charge of your action. Whatever you do, you did by your own
So,
hand.
so it's because of free will that a meteor is slamming into somebody.
No, that's outside of your control. Your free will is only
Then it would
limited to
be,
you.
if it's outside of their control, then it would be God's fault. No.
Yeah, I mean it's not God's fault.
Okay.
Let's,
And whose
it's
fault
we
would it
don't
be?
know how the
If they
universe
had a
play
right to
out.
exist, then their unalivement would be a murder, right? So then that would mean God is unaliving them.
No, we don't know how the universe play out. Like you don't know like outside of our planet what is going on. So like maybe the meteor was always just there. It's just need a little push and it's falling down. Doesn't that mean God did that? I mean God created everything, but that, you cannot blame God something that is happiness. I don't think that way. So it's kind of nice more way.
But it sounded like you were thinking that way, so that's what begged me to ask the question. It sounded like you were blaming God for those things.
No, I don't blame God. I
God's
don't blame my own mistake by God. I don't do that.
but God,
Everybody muted.
Bro, what the fuck happened? Why the fuck is the topic changed? That's what I want to know.
We should talk about the new topic. It's just cool. Should
I
we
mean, I could change it back.
personal volume?
Better teach it back.
Okay.
Just kidding, just kidding. You can do abortion or like the other
Everybody's
one.
gone now. Yeah, I might in a second.
The rights one doesn't get a lot of people, but the abortion one does.
I mean, it's not. It's not like right to exist, right to all of that. It's not like the true right, which is part of reality, like simple the right to reality to exist. That type of right, it's not something even to do with you. Like it's just true fact. It's just complete truth. So it's debating about that or having a conversation about that. It's kind of low. It's kind of I get it. The host what he's doing. He's trying to convince people certain right are made up and people come out with it, and we should not follow. That's what I'm getting it.
I'm gonna pretend I even understood any of that, but sure. Because I can't even hear you, honestly. It's like your volume is at like 10 on a TV.
Okay, I will get going. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a good night.
Okay. So if anybody wants to come up and debate the intellectual titan project, we have about 7 spaces open.
I'm more of a crash out than an intellectual titan. I'm an instigator.
Bro, you are a fucking instigator.
Oh,
You know what's
Genesis.
her name? You know
Who?
what's her name started stalking my page?
Who?
The one with the disorder.
Oh,
Greetings, fuckers.
hello. Yeah, a lot of people
Can I,
get mad. A lot of people get mad that I panel Genesis. Yeah.
I mean, I think somebody should give a strong argument why I shouldn't be paneled.
Why you shouldn't what?
Be paneled.
Be paneled.
Bro, I don't know. People don't want me to be paneled either. That's what I was telling Project, that like that one girl like stalking my page now.
Yeah,
I strongly disagree with that. Like, unless somebody had said something completely egregious, like they like to touch, like, certain underage individuals, then I don't think that anyone should be paneled unless, like, they do, like, really bad actions like that, right? But, like, like, even though I definitely don't agree with Stitch, I definitely would allow him up on my panel. Even though I definitely disagree with a lot of people, I would let them up on my panel. Does it
No,
make
what's
sense?
crazy? What's crazy? She was like, "Oh, you're an ableist. You're an ableist." And then she was like, "I played the live on Misty's live of what you said to me." And I'm like, "Girl," I was like, "The only reason why I even came after you is because you disrespected me." Like I was even
Yeah.
talking to her, and she like came up here trying to boss everybody around. Like you're not a mod, you know? Like
See, that's the thing about disrespect. If you can't back up your disrespect, don't dish it out, maybe.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. But according to her, I should not be paneled anywhere because I'm just so egregious. And
You know, I try not to. I try to give everybody a fair space to speak. There's only a few people I won't let on the panel, because I just don't like them. But I try to give everybody a chance
yeah,
to give their opinion. I can't panel Mac anymore.
why?
Because he crashes out too easily.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean,
He's gotten a lot better at it.
yeah. I mean that's good, but I've let Mac slide many times, but now I think the threshold was reached.
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy to chill around with, but I think he has a little temper. You know.
A little temper.
Yeah.
What game you playing, bro?
I'm playing some ice hockey because I'm a fan of hockey. Yeah.
What's your team?
I'm a Rangers fan, but they didn't do too well this season.
No, they did not. But that's okay. I'm an Avs fan. I'm an Avs fan, so
What did they make the playoffs too?
I think they made the playoffs, but they didn't. Hold on.
I
Yeah,
don't think they did. Well, they won like a Stanley Cup a few years ago. I can't remember it. So yeah, Stitch was supposed to be
Bro.
working on my videos. You're supposed to be editing them.
Bro, what video?
Oh, I have to send you another one. I forgot. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Bro.
yeah. The Avs clinched the playoffs for leading our division.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hello,
but yeah, we won
Lily.
the
How
Stanley
are
Cup
you?
in 2024 or 2023.
Yeah,
What up, Lily?
what's your age?
I'm 21.
What do you think about the prompt?
What is universal voting?
Basically, the way it is now. So like, the only requirement, basically, at least in America, is just you're 18, and basically you're not a felon. So basically, the way it is now.
Yeah,
I
I would
guess
agree
it's
with that.
okay.
What'd you say?
I guess it's okay.
Makes you think that.
I mean, as long as you're not like a criminal and like you're an adult. Actually, I do think it could be raised to 21 or 25 because of like cognitive development, but other than that, I don't see why not.
Cognitive development or just more mental development? Because like your cognitive, like your hot and cold cognitive like abilities are like fully developed by the time you're 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like your brain development, I guess.
Fair, but I mean, like, well, I wouldn't say that's fair. I mean, if you're going off like brain development, okay, cool. Like, the thing in which like I would say like that is important when it comes to voting would be that cognitive development, not necessarily the fact that, like the other parts of your brain might be underdeveloped or not developed fully.
I don't think you should be able to go to war and vote before you could drink or smoke. I think that should all be like 21 or 25.
That's kind of silly because like drinking and smoking has no like beneficial aspects of like to your health, right?
Yeah,
So like
it's bad for your health, but also like you don't want to damage your brain development.
right, but I mean I don't see how that's analogous to like defending your country or defending your home.
I think you should be like mentally developed enough to defend your country before
Why?
you just vote for whoever.
Why?
Like, what if you're like 16 or like 18 voting in someone as a meme? Like, you know how people voted for Kanye West?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what? I mean, that's their choice.
Well,
Could it be
stupid.
the case? Like, could it be the case by voting for Kanye West, even though, well,
Oh, she just
Sheila?
disappeared. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, imagine if we voted for Kanye West and he turned out to be like the best president ever.
That'd be crazy if he was president.
Like, we completely thrived from it. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
I really hate when people have the threshold of like brain development at like 25 because like those people irritate me for one plain reason, and that's because like brain development doesn't equal like actual capacity usage, right? So like you can have like a 30-year-old and then be like completely stupid and not being able to retain information. So I'm not sure how like the anatomical development equals maturity or a threshold of intelligence. Like
Wow.
that doesn't make any sense to me.
I always thought it was silly. It's like, yo, your brain's not fully developed. Like, do you understand? Like, there's going to be so many different like faculties of the brain that affect different things in your life, and if some of these things aren't like fully developed, but other things are fully developed, these other things could be the things in which be pertaining to the certain topic, while the other things are not are not relevant to the topic. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I am all for universal voting. I used to be like, I don't think women should vote, but I don't know. I just think that if you have the faculty for rationale and your cognitive abilities are developed, then you should be able to vote and represent the country that you persist in.
I don't know. I disagree. I think there should be stipulations. Not necessarily gender wise, but I do think that you need to service the country. I think you need to have either service, equity, which could mean a lot of things. It doesn't have to be something physical, but there has to be some sort of service or equity within the country. Um, and then you have to do it for a certain, like if you do service, you have to do it for a certain amount of time. Um, so I mean, there's just so many stipulations that need to be added, that I don't think are added. So, and of course, that would eliminate a lot of the men too, which I'm fine with. I don't think every man should be able to vote.
Like, do you think that people with like some kind of like mental impairment should be able to vote?
No.
So what exactly is like the justification to why people are given the privilege to vote?
What do you mean? Okay, wait. Can you re-ask it the question?
Yeah, so like what justification would you use that allocates that people have the privilege to vote?
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a ex Foshi case in which it would just be the fact that voting would be something that would just be stipulated within a society or like granted upon a society. Like it requires an enforcement regardless. With that being said, I just wouldn't take it to be the case that it's something inherent that people are entitled to.
I understand correctly. Are you saying that if you are able to enforce these rights, you should be allowed to vote?
No, not necessarily. What I'm saying is that like um in order to stipulate like the ability for people to vote, you would need the enforcement of it, and it would just be an ex post case that there would be stipulations upon voting in order for there to be like a progressive society, and not progressive in the sense of like an ideology, right? Not the progressive ideology, but progressive in the sense that it's flourishing, it's maintained, it's beneficial. You have a lot of growth in family. I mean, you can use a lot of metrics in
Well,
regards to this.
what brought you to that conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, we could just do like a reduction of cases, right? Like I would esteem it to be beneficial that someone that's on welfare, for example, is therefore making policy, voting for policy that's gonna like expand welfare coverage for individuals that don't necessarily deserve it. Right now, about more than 50% of Americans that are on welfare don't necessarily need welfare. A lot of them are obese by choice. They're not working by choice. They're self-diagnosed individuals, and it just wouldn't seem intuitive. Also, it's just going to be again a prima facie scenario in which no reasonable person would therefore say that they should be able to get the ability to make policy or to vote for policy that's going to keep them within that welfare program.
Do they
But
live? Do they live in this nation?
I mean, yeah, sure, they
Okay,
live in the nation.
if they live in this
wouldn't
nation, then why shouldn't they be able to voice their concerns about this nation or their opinions about this nation?
and
Yeah,
then
I already gave my argument for that.
wouldn't you also agree that people in power like have an exorbitant amount of influence? And why
Not
do they deserve
necessarily.
that?
Not necessarily, no.
But they get to
Um,
draw their district lines,
Not
so
the
which
people in
is
power. I would say politicians.
well, yeah, but who do you think's paying them?
Who do you think's paying them?
Like through
Yeah,
donations.
money is actually more money comes from overseas than from private corporations in America, by the
Oh,
way.
okay, so China
So,
should decide who gets to vote, is what you're saying.
one, no,
Wait,
that's
where'd
not
you
what I said at all.
what?
I'm not sure what the
I
fuck you're
mean,
talking about.
that's what he said.
That's not
I
what
was
I
just
said at all.
all right,
Detail
so
with it all, dude. You missed that until went pretty badly.
right, but he's saying that if you're in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, your vote shouldn't count as much, but if
That's not
you're
what I
rich
said. Someone can be in
and
poverty and still
influenced
have the
and
ability to
receiving
vote.
donations, your
Okay,
vote should
just
count
really
twice as
quick.
much.
Someone that is in poverty still fits within my worldview to being able to vote. Like if someone's in poverty and they're contributing to their community, they're more than welcome to vote because that meets what the requirement. The only requirement that I have is either one of two things. Either you contribute to the society, meaning you're doing public service, or you have some sort of equity within the country. Those are the two
What do you take a
stipulations.
public? What do you take
So,
public
So,
service to be, though?
so
yeah,
you're saying
public
homeless people
service.
shouldn't get a right to vote?
Calm down, Pinball. Sorry, you're saying stupid things. Just 1 second. What do you mean by public service?
Yeah, public service. So like I guess just works or
So like,
programs or hang on
you're
really quick.
okay there.
Works are programs that would benefit the society. So we can even give it to teachers, for example. Like if we employ some sort of like institutional teachers where they're not privatized as they are now, right? Like just saying in a hypothetical world, you have all these teachers that are there, then they have a certain percentage of voting that would be afforded to them because they are teachers. So they should be able to determine or should be able to have a vote as to what's being taught to the kids, how it's affecting public schools, what should be allocated to public schools, where the money should be going. Like these are things that that's just a given scenario. It's a rough line and it's not perfect, so there might be little gray areas that don't have worked out yet. But I'm just saying that prime example would be a perfect example of someone that I would say has a right to vote or has some sort of privilege to voting.
So someone who let me ask you this first: is paying taxes something which would be sufficient enough to be allowed someone to vote?
No, no, not necessarily. I mean, in my hypothetical world, we wouldn't have taxes. I don't believe in taxes. I think there's other ways to basically fund the system. But I would say, and if we were to apply to today's society, I would say no, because the way if taxes were allocated correctly, obviously, we utilize roads, we utilize bridges, everybody does. So just paying taxes themselves wouldn't be sufficient.
So do you think that the elderly or like the retired are some individuals in which should have the right to vote or shouldn't have the right to vote?
Well, I think a lot of them would, just by inherent of what they've done throughout their lives. But if they spent their entire life not doing anything, not to contributing to society, then it would be the case that they wouldn't have any rights to vote. But given that the majority of elderly, as of currently, the majority of them actually do public service, then I would say the majority of them would have a right to vote.
So, like, let's say like we had somebody who, ever since the age of like 15, had always worked until the day they turned 32, and then they like got on governmental assistance that year. Do they automatically lose the right to vote?
No, not necessarily. Like I said, they could do community service in different types of ways. Like they don't have to be any. It doesn't have to be anything physical. Like I mean, there's so many things that I think should need to be included in society. Like I believe in stewardship. I think we've lost stewardship. So a lot of these people that are handicapped or that are on welfare would be, suitable to providing that stewardship that is needed within a society, which I think would be beneficial if we were to institute it right now. But so I mean, yeah, there's just multiple different ways they could do this. It doesn't have to be anything physical.
It seems almost arbitrary at this sense, because like I can stipulate like somebody who maybe like had like fought in the military, right? And this would be something in which would allocate them the right to vote, right? Is that they served in the military, but like let's say that they, while serving, they experienced like a debilitating injury in which like threw off their ability to think cognitively, right? And therefore they act very impulsively. Do you think that these people, even though they've served this nation and met these criterias, now doesn't deserve the right to vote?
Well, I would say it's kind of iffy because impulsivity is like what you're talking about. I would say that we could designate like a third person, like an agent, to kind of steer their decision. And I think we can go about it that way, depending on how severity it is. But if it does become too severe, then I don't see an issue with at least saying in this instance that they don't have this ability to vote. I mean, this is something that is done anyways, and I think irrespective of whatever system, I think it would be intuitive to exclude individuals that would be impulsive. Um, but I do think that the best way to handle that, I mean, just thinking about the psychology degrees that or psychology and sociology that I've studied in school, I would just say that allocating a third person actually does benefit the situation because they're able to talk to these individuals, even though they want to be impulsive. This third individual would kind of help with that sort of situation.
The third individual, are going to be possible that this third individual could sway or manipulate this like mentally disabled person to vote however they would want to vote?
I mean that can be the case. But again, it's just like I mean, no system is perfect. That's just something that we're gonna have to acknowledge. I mean, here's the problem that I have with this sort of like questions that you're asking. Not necessarily that it doesn't touch my worldview, but if we're going to have anything within a society, we have to acknowledge that there's going to be individuals that are going to abuse it. The same way, like driving a car or like getting on an airplane. Like obviously, these are things that people are going to abuse. So yeah, there's going to be individuals that are going to abuse these elderly into voting, however they want to vote. I mean, that happens today. I mean, you have 90-year-old people voting, and a lot of them don't even recognize the people that they vote for. So
I mean,
I,
well, if I
yeah,
were to use your argument and say, well, if I'm to take your argument and use it against you in this sense and say, well, I mean, obviously it's going to be the case in which people are abusing their right to vote. That's just something that we're just going to have to deal with. This doesn't really like demonstrate why your argument is any more motivating than like why than the voting process that we currently have today. I can just say the same thing. Yeah, well, sure, there's going to be some people which aren't fully educated enough or fully representing the nation enough to vote, but we just got to lean on the people who actually do represent this country and are educated enough. That's just how it's going. That's just how it is and how it's going to be. Like
yeah,
that doesn't
but
really give me
I do
motivating
think that there
reason.
I think that there are motivating factors because number one, primarily you don't like the majority of the people don't have an interest towards the country. So when you have individuals that don't have interest for the country, then they can't really lose anything on
Do
a
you have
on a
a
given
Do you have a
front.
study that demonstrates that? Like,
Well,
That's
that's not an
that's an
empirical claim.
well, that's an interest. Well, it's a claim that needs to be substantiated. What do you mean by doesn't have interests?
Well, that's not an empirical claim at all. So when you look at the demographics of the majority of Americans, most of them, right, don't have any interest in the sense that they're not, number one, they're not contributing to a society, they're not doing any sort of public service. I mean, this
That's
is
an
just
empirical claim.
knowledge.
Where do
I
you get this from?
I'm sorry.
Where do you get that from? That sounds like an empirical claim.
Well, I mean, Labor Bureau of Statistics. I mean, do you need an empirical data to show you that the majority of society doesn't contribute in community service?
Well, I mean, if you're stipulating just community service, then sure. But like when you say things that contribute to society, I also think about like past experiences, but then also like things in which like an individual does like pay taxes or maybe even have the ability to do and still does. I think that
Well, you're not expanding upon
I
the.
think a lot of Americans, even though they're on some kind of sense of governmental assistance or disability, still does have interests in America and contribute to America. Just
Yeah,
because they're on disability
not
doesn't mean that they don't
not
contribute.
not equity interests, which is the difference that we're talking about. And again, you're kind of taking interest to being like whatever they want done with their country just because they happen to be in a country.
I
But I don't think that's even motivating enough. But just to respond really, just to end with this, I guess, in terms of what I was saying, I already addressed the taxing issue. Like again, if taxes were allocated correctly, I mean, we all use public services. We all use roads. We all use buildings. We all like everything that is infrastructure wise, which is what the majority of a lot of the taxes go to, and the rest goes towards military, which are the two biggest contributors in terms of tax debt. We all utilize this, so I mean, it just doesn't seem to be the threshold that needs to be met in order for there to be a voting system.
Well, if somebody had children, I'd say that this is contributing to society, even if they are on welfare. So, like, it's very interesting.
Not
Like,
necessarily.
if you're saying that, like, because like some studies shows that X amount of Americans are on some kind of governmental
Alright.
assistance, and therefore there's no interest. Well, I'm just going to deny that. They definitely do have interests.
All right. To put this on hold for a second because the person said they only had a few minutes. Alex, what do you think about the prompt? What you just heard?
Well, can I ask one quick question real quick?
Yeah.
When you say should we have universal voting, are you talking about just the US, or can I give like my ideal, like what I think is possible or ideal?
Yeah. Either or. I don't really care.
Okay. Well, what I think is possible, I think we could go back to something like what we had at the founding.
Yeah.
That's what I think could be possible, but ideally, I'm not really for voting in general. I'm more of a monarchist, to be honest.
Which makes you think that system is superior than the one we have right now?
Monarchy?
Yeah.
Well, specifically to the one we have, the whole idea or the whole concept behind universal voting is you're trying to get power blocks. So it's very easy to buy off people into gaining a power block big enough to get into office. So necessarily it's going to end up creating a two-party system.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't like that.
Wait, so why should we have more systems?
I didn't say we should.
Yeah, but you say you don't like the two-party system.
Yeah, I'm a monarchist.
To like a one party, right?
Okay, I mean, sure, I'm a monarchist too, but like, I'm not sure. Okay, so you're a monarchist, and I'm not sure what the contention would be, because this is more so for individuals that like would maintain the current system.
Well, if you limit voting rights, you necessarily aren't adhering to the current system. So I'm confused on what your
That's
argument is.
what I'm saying. Is that like hang on, but that's what I'm saying. But if you're a monarchist, then I'm not sure how this would apply to your worldview because I'm also a monarchist, but I just happen to argue what I argue for because I don't come from my monarchist viewpoint, given that we live in a society in which we
Well,
don't
I'm not
have a
trying to be rude.
monarchy.
I'm not trying to be rude, but did you listen to what I said at the beginning?
I literally did. That's why I'm asking the questions.
I said what I think is possible within our current society and obtainable would be something like at the founding. But in an ideal world, I'd be for a monarchy. That's literally what I
At the
said.
founding? What do you mean at the founding? Well, it would be ideal if
Limited
at the
suffrage,
founding
yeah.
limited suffrage. What do you mean by that?
That not everybody would have a right to vote.
Yeah, in terms of which people would be excluded specifically.
Well, I would specifically say women. And then I wouldn't dictate that based on race. I would think like it wouldn't be race wouldn't be a thing to disqualify somebody from voting.
Yeah, but why would women be the disqualified from voting and not like some men?
Because women can't enforce rights.
Women can't enforce rights. I'm not sure
No.
what enforcing rights has
They
to
can't.
do with voting.
Yeah, they have to appeal to men in order to enforce and uphold their rights.
Sure, I
So because of
understand.
that,
Hang on,
I don't think that
I
they should have a
understand.
say.
Hang on, really quick. I understand forced doctrine, but I'm not sure what forced doctrine. Like you have to bridge the gap because you're talking about rights. Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're talking about rights, I'm not sure what rights has to do with voting because voting isn't a right. It's a
Well,
privilege.
I agree, but
Okay,
I think
fine,
when we're
but
speaking plainly, like we know what we're talking about.
no, we actually don't because you're bringing up rights, which has
women wouldn't
nothing
have
to do with
no.
voting.
Instead of saying women wouldn't have a right to vote, women wouldn't be able to vote. Is that better?
Women wouldn't be able to. Why wouldn't women be able to
Because
vote?
I already told you because they can't enforce the policy to allow them to vote. Is that better?
They can't enforce a policy. What did
Yeah.
you say that
They
some
can't
men
enforce.
can?
They can't.
What did
They
you
can't
say?
enforce the things that they would vote for. So therefore, I don't think they should get a
Yeah,
say.
but wouldn't you say that men have the ability to enforce it for them?
Yes.
Yeah, so in a hypothetical world in which these sort of men enforced a set of policy that allowed women to vote, then wouldn't they have the right to vote?
Yeah, that's not in dispute.
No, it's a contradiction to your worldview.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
I never made the claim that it's not possible for
Well,
men to
yes, you
grant
did.
women the
You
right to vote.
said
We obviously say that right
yes, you
now.
did.
No, I didn't. Or I made a should claim, not an is claim. Do you know what the difference between an on and is?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
right.
I said women ought not be allowed to vote, not that it's not possible for women to be able to vote. See the
No,
difference?
you said women wouldn't be able to vote. This is what you said very directly. Women wouldn't be able to vote if they can't enforce because they can't enforce their rights or
Yeah, they have
policies
to
in
appeal
which
to
they
men
would
is
vote
specifically
for.
what I said.
Right. Hang on. No, but that's not
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I
right.
said.
Now you're changing it and
No,
you're
it's
saying,
literally exactly what I
yeah,
said.
I was just saying, hang on. It's not gonna work if you overtalk me. That's just not gonna work. Okay, so
It's
do
not
you
going
want
to
to
work
talk? Do you
anyways.
want to allow me to respond to what you said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So again, right, part of the problem is the verbiage that you used earlier. If you're going to say, well, women would have to appeal to men to be able to do this thing, then fine, I would agree with you. Okay, sure. Right. And if you want to argue that within your worldview that this would be the case, then I mean, I would have to, I would be interested in the motivating reasons why that would be the case. But I mean, I would even grant you this. I would just say, okay, in your worldview, if men were to force this, sure. But like, again,
But
that's not what
that's
you
literally what I
said.
said though.
Literally not what you
I
said.
did. I said women have to appeal to men to enforce their rights. I literally said that.
Right, and you said that the reason why women wouldn't be allowed to vote is because they have to do this, which would imply that under any scenario they wouldn't be able to.
To do what?
To vote. What
No,
the
that's
fuck are
not
we
what I
talking
said.
about?
No, you're strawmanning my position.
Literally not a straw
No,
man.
I said I don't think women should vote because they have to appeal to men to enforce their rights. So that's
Okay,
why
what does that
I
have to
made
do
an
with
ought
anything?
claim about
What
what
does
is true.
appealing to rights and what does the ability to enforce rights has anything to do with voting?
Because that's what voting is all about.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
voting is
What?
about it's an agreement.
What?
It's an agreement to not take physical means to enforce things.
Take
That's all it
physical
is.
means to enforce.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I feel like this is very easy to understand, but I'll
No, it's
explain.
not because you're all over the place.
I'm not all over the place. You keep
I
strawmanning my
asked you a
position.
very. I haven't strawmanned your position. I'm
You
asking
have. You said I didn't say that, but I did.
When I'm
So, the
asking a
straw man right
clarifying
there.
question, that's not a straw man.
It is. You're
Not a
arguing a
straw man
position
at
I didn't
all.
make.
Bro, holy shit, bro. After you said that, that's not what you said. I asked you a question. What was the fucking question that I asked you? This is like so
You
fucking brain
said,
dead at this point.
yeah, you asked me,
So you
how,
didn't even
you
know the
asked me,
fucking question, bro.
well, I was about to answer.
What's the question?
Yeah, well, you had asked me that, why is it the case that women can't vote or something along, why don't you repeat the question? How about
That's
that?
not what I said at all.
Yeah,
See, this
repeat
is
the
what I'm
question
saying.
then.
You're not listening.
I am listening because I answered it, but
So
repeat the
part of the
question.
problem, no, you did not answer it. That's why I asked
Okay.
you again, right? Part of the problem with your statement is that if you're going to say, well, women should not be allowed to vote because they can't enforce the policies in which they would be able to vote for, or they would be living in a society under my worldview in which men would enforce a policy in which they would not be allowed to vote, I would grant you this. But then I would ask you, what would be the motivating reason for this? That's what I asked you.
Like for why I would want it this way?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm pro patriarchy. As a
You're
Christian,
pro-patriarchy. As a Christian, well, that doesn't make any sense.
how does that not make any sense?
Because I don't think the Christian worldview is pro-patriarchy.
It's
I'm not
literally
sure what.
patriarchy.
That's not patriarchal
It is
at all.
patriarch. It's literally
No.
it's the definition of patriarchy is Christianity
No,
for sure.
no, it's not.
What does patriarchy mean?
Yeah, patriarchy is like where men like view women. The current ideology has disposed
Okay, so
is where
word
men view
concept
women as
fallacy.
property. That's not a word concept
It
fallacy.
is. You're appealing to
Motherfucker, no,
one
it's not.
definition that's used. So you're equivocating. It's a word
That's not an
concept fallacy.
equivocation either.
It
What the fuck
is.
are you talking about? Dude is just spewing out words he doesn't understand.
I'm not. I'm
What the
saying
fuck? How is
patriarchy,
it
and
an
you're appealing
equivocation,
to
bro?
some one-off definition, dude. It's a word
You
concept
asked
fallacy.
me for what I asked. You asked me for what I thought patriarchy was. That's not an equivocation.
But that's
That's
not how
also
I'm
not a
using. But
word
that's not the
concept
definition I'm using when I
fallacy.
say patriarchy, you
That's
idiot.
all okay. Then give your fucking definition, moron, instead of asking
Yeah,
for
from the
mine.
Father.
From the Father, that's your
Yes.
definition? Then I just
Yes.
find it to be incoherent. Because I don't know what that means. What does from the Father mean?
It means that men are the ones that are in charge and are the ones that are in leadership roles.
Okay,
And ultimately it's from the Father because
incoherent.
patriarchy is from the Christian perspective, it's from God, who is the Father.
Okay, where in the Bible is the patriarchal society? Or does it talk about patriarchal society?
Well, yeah, the church itself is a patriarchal structure, sure.
Okay, yeah, that's just, again, stipulating it to be true without providing evidence. I'm asking you, why or where is it demonstrated within the
12
Bible
apostles all
where
being
it's
men.
patriarchal?
The 12 apostles all being men.
Okay, well, that doesn't demonstrate patriarchal.
It does. Those are all men
No, it doesn't.
in leadership
Can it be the
roles.
case? Can it be the case that I have all men working for me, and then my system is not patriarchal? I just haven't employed a woman because I haven't received an
No.
obligation.
No. all men are in leadership positions.
All men
Or
are
all leadership positions
well,
are held
that's
by men.
obviously
Sorry.
not fucking
Not all
true.
men.
Not
No,
all
listen.
men are.
All the leadership positions are held by men. So
Well, that's
priests,
obviously
bishops, stuff
not
like that.
fucking true. What leadership are you talking about? Because that's not true
I'm
at
talking
all.
about the church structure of priests and bishops and everything like that. Women can't be clergy. And Paul says this specifically in the Bible. He says women are not to teach over men.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's no response, I guess I'm going to head out then.
Yeah, go ahead and head out.
I mean, do you have
I
a
just
response to what I said or no?
No, I didn't hear what you said. You cut out.
I said the structure of the church is that women can't be clergy, only men can be clergy, which would prove my position of patriarchy.
What's your denomination?
Eastern Orthodox.
Eastern Orthodox. Well, that's obviously not true because there's women that are clergy.
No, there's not.
Orthodox.
No, there's
yes,
not.
There is.
No,
Yes,
there's
there
not.
is.
No,
Yes,
there's not.
there is.
Show me one case of that being
Yes,
true.
there is. We can
Show
just
me one case of that being true.
We can act like third graders, just interrupt each other over again.
There's not any women in clergy in the Orthodox Church. You're just making shit up.
I'm interrupting you the more you overspeak me. That's
Because
how
you're
that
just
works.
speaking lies.
Well, no. Well,
Just bullshit.
You're
Straight
the one
bullshit out
not
of your mouth.
allowing me to expand upon my point. You just started spurging out for no reason.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, wonderful.
Please
Yeah.
talk to me.
So part of the problem is that in Eastern Orthodoxy, there has been clergies of women, and I can give you sources on that if you want me to.
No, there
But
hasn't.
to say that there hasn't been is just a flat out lie.
There
Just like
hasn't
there's
been.
been clergy. Shut up, dude. Holy shit. Just like there's been clergy with the Catholics as well, right?
I'm not a
happen to be
Catholic.
Catholic.
I don't know why you're bringing that up.
Shut up.
You shut
Holy
up.
shit.
You're speaking
Stop
bullshit. You don't
fucking
even know what you're talking
spurging
about.
out. Stop spurging out. Why is it always men
You're
with
the one
Eastern
spurring out, dude. Why are you
Orthodox?
so
You
mad?
can't control yourself.
Right?
I don't
You and
understand.
ugliness, hate, and
Shut
discontent.
up and stop fucking
Who
overspeaking.
the fuck is this broad? Who the fuck is this broad coming in here?
Bro, can you mute him so I can actually...
Hello.
How do you guys feel about fuzzy baby
Shut up.
kittens?
Shut up.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
care.
goodbye. Okay, so wait, hold on. Stitch said he had evidence. I kind of want to hear it. He said
No, Project. It's not about the evidence at this point. He just needs to shut up while I'm speaking. Like,
all right, let him respond.
I have a fucking headache. I don't have fucking time for this. Like, I'm not.
Stop bitching, bro, and get to your point,
It's
dude.
not about
All right, let him.
bitching, bro.
Wait,
Just
Alex,
shut the
let him.
He's just
fuck up
bitching
while
about a
someone else
headache
is
now. Nobody
speaking.
All
fucking
right, but
cares.
let him.
Shut the fuck
All right.
up while
I've
someone
been
else
quiet.
is
He's
speaking,
bitching about a
dude.
headache.
Shut the fuck
Okay,
up while
okay.
someone else is speaking.
Okay, let him respond.
Like, you're a grown-ass fucking man. It's always the fucking Eastern Orthodox men
Shut
that
up
behave
with the
like this. I
meta,
don't
bro, and just get
understand
to the
what fucking
point.
filled in your fucking bloodstreams where you have to act like a fucking bitch boy.
Shut
Just
up
shut
and
the
get
fuck
to the
up.
point, dude. Nobody
Shut
cares.
the fuck up, bro.
All right, let him
Shut up.
make his argument.
You should change your name to bitch bro,
Hello,
not
You
bitch
are
bro.
the
Alex.
bitch boy.
Hello, now make his point.
Holy fucking shit. It's always the men with Eastern Orthodoxy that behave like fucking children.
Is he gonna get to a
Holy
point, dude, or is he
fucking
just gonna
shit.
keep fucking
Yeah,
complaining?
so part of the problem, shut up. Part of the problem is that you just saying no like a petulant child doesn't change the fact that it's true that there's been women in clergy that have been in Eastern Orthodoxy. The same way in my church, I happen to be Catholic. There are women that have been clergy in the Catholic faith. And yes, it is not supposed to be the case, but it happens. So to say otherwise, you're just a fucking petulant liar. And I'm not sure why you have to fucking lie and act like a petulant child when I'm saying something that's true.
Okay, well, even if it was the case that there were certain parishes or something that did heterodox things, it wouldn't change the fact that women aren't supposed to be in positions
Sure.
of clergy. So
But you
it would still
haven't
prove
given
my
it-
point of patriarchy. And you say you're a
No,
Catholic.
that's not a patriarchy.
You say you're
That's not a
Catholic.
patriarchal.
You say you're Catholic. Catholic would definitely uphold patriarchy. So what are you talking about?
It holds to the idea that men are the leaders in the household and within their communities, but it doesn't subject women to this idea of what patriarchy actually is, which is
No.
the idea that patriarchy views women as property. It doesn't place women as property, which is the core worldview of patriarchy. If you're just assigning patriarchal systems to the idea where men are the forefront, are the protectors, and are the providers, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Because
Where are
that's
you
not
getting that
how
definition from?
patriarchal societies are talked about and historical reference as well as ideological instances. Okay,
Where are
when
you
I think
getting that
about
definition
the
of patriarchy
patriarchal
from?
society, shut the fuck up
How
while I'm
long are you gonna
speaking.
speak for, bro?
Shut the fuck up while I'm speaking.
God, you're
You're a
such a
grown
whiny
ass
bitch.
fucking man. Shut up. Don't you have a wife to go to?
You're
Go
such
to
a
your
whiny
slut ass
bitch,
wife.
dude.
Go back to your slut ass wife. Go find a wife, get her pregnant, and have fucking kids. Since you're all about the fucking patriarchy. Go be a fucking man.
Okay, you done now? Did
Are
you
you
have your
done?
little
Are you done
did you have your
acting
little
like a
pissy fit? You
petulant
done now?
child? Are you done acting like a
You're the only
petulant
one who's having a
child?
pissy fit, dude.
Are you done
You're the only
acting
one
like a
acting like a
petulant
child.
child, constantly fucking interrupting? Are you done?
Because you speak forever, bro. It's a fucking debate, dude. Stop complaining.
Yeah,
We're debating, bro.
it's
Stop fucking
conversation.
complaining.
You're
There's gonna be
supposed to speak
interruptions,
in a
dude. Stop
conversation.
complaining.
I need you to stop over speaking. Stop acting like
Dude,
Dean
there's gonna be
Withers.
interruptions,
Stop
bro.
acting like
Relax.
Dean Withers. It's such a pussy thing to do.
I'm
To
not the
fucking
one,
constantly
really, because I'm
interrupt
not the one
someone.
muting. I'm the only one
It's
getting
such a
muted. How am I like
pussy
Dean?
thing to. I'm not muting you,
But
dumbass. I'm not the one
but
muting
that's what
you.
Dean does though. Is he mutes? I haven't muted anybody. I'm the
Yeah,
only one
and he
being muted.
constantly overspeaks. It takes 2
I
seconds
don't
to shut the
I
fuck
only
up.
overspeak whenever you keep on
I
talking
didn't
All
even
forever.
right,
complete this.
Alex. All right,
I
all
didn't
right. Let
even
him
complete
finish.
my first sentence when you're
You
interrupting, my
did. You
dude.
talked for like 2 minutes, bro.
Bro,
Stop fucking
shut
lying.
up. Shut your fucking
Alex, you gotta
pie
let him
hole.
speak, bro.
I've been
You
letting him
gotta let him
speak.
speak, Alex.
I've been letting him speak.
Host, I just
Bro,
wanted to
holy fucking shit.
help you out a little bit here and make sure everything stays under control, because there's two things that need to be discussed. And the first one is spit in her butt and fuck her right in the pussy. Spit in her butt first and then fuck her right in the pussy.
Wow. What great insight to the conversation.
All right. Anywho, let's just continue.
Yeah, I just want to know where
Nothing
you're
to continue
deriving this
to.
definition of patriarchy from.
There's nothing to continue to, bro. I can't even finish the sentence, bro.
Can you tell me where you're getting this definition for patriarchy from?
I already told you, but you were too busy
You
over
didn't. You
talking me
just
to
said what it
fucking tell
was.
me.
I want to
Yes,
know
I
where you're getting
did.
it from.
I was in
Where
the
you
midst of
you
fucking
never
telling
said where
you
you got it
when you're
from.
fucking constantly. That's why you shouldn't act like a pussy fit like fucking Dean Withers and just shut up for 2 seconds. Because you're asking me in the question in the middle of my fucking sentence, and then I go on to fucking explain to you what the fuck I'm talking about, and you're too busy fucking constantly interrupting.
You don't know.
And then now you're fucking spurging out, talking about I haven't answered your fucking
The only
question.
person spurging is you, bro.
Bro, holy shit, go find a wife and kids. That's what the fuck you need to do.
Okay. Can you answer my question then?
Yeah, no. Because I
No.
already did.
Oh.
I'm not going to be repeating myself.
You never said where you got that definition from.
Yes, I did. I was
No,
in
you
the
didn't.
middle of fucking saying it. Yes, I was.
No, you
And
weren't.
if anything, you can go look back on the recording.
Wait. You were in the middle of saying it, but I thought I interrupted you.
Go to Protect the Voice this on YouTube. You can go watch the replay, and you're going to see how I was in the midst of fucking telling you, and you were constantly. There, I shouted out your YouTube.
Free advertisement, I guess. All right. Anybody
Bro, that
else?
shit's annoying, bro. I was literally in the middle of fucking telling him.
Yeah, I can't stand that stuff. Anybody else want to give their opinion and like not interrupt either? This is the best AI could do.
Fuck, man, my fucking head hurts.
Go to the dentist today. Man, you're tapping those keys, all right.
Bro.
Anybody you want to come up? Should we have the voting the way it is now in America, or should we change it?
We should definitely fucking change it and make all the Orthodox men kneel before the Roman Catholic Church
That's
to
base.
repent.
Yeah, that's base. Yeah, that is base.
There's no way that everyone that I fucking talk to, right? Everyone that I talk to, everyone that is Eastern Orthodoxy has this sort of fucking response and doesn't have control over their emotions.
Ortho bros, as they're called. Do you watch too much Dyer? Come up, anybody. Come up. Give your opinion. I might switch to the. Let me see.
Holy shit, bro. I told you to do the abortion one.
This is.
Oh, you did. Why are lobsters protected over unborn babies? That's crazy.
You know what it's referring to? So
No.
there was a study that came out. I haven't read it, but it was talked about. There's a study that lobsters feel pain, and a lot of doctors were outraged. It's like, we shouldn't eat lobsters anymore, right? Because they can possibly feel pain. And it inevitably goes back to this: people care more about lobsters than babies. You can search it up too.
Bro.
I hear you tapping the keys violently.
I am tapping the keys violently.
Yeah.
Too many lawsuits to file.
Oh wow! Look at you.
I'm already suing a company, and I might get very much a lot of money. So.
Oh, good. So then you could subscribe to my channel and make some moolah. Yeah, I should just sue everybody. Yeah.
Would you sue your parents if, like, you grew tired of living and you sued them for, like, making you be alive?
No.
I've seen people do that. It's kind of crazy.
I've seen that, yeah. I would sue them for giving me a bad hairline, though. I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I think only Catholic women should vote.
New Lord. Yeah, but a lot of the Catholic women are hypocrites.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, no, I take that back. A lot of the Baptist women, not gonna name any names.
I know the group that you're referring to.
A lot of the Baptist women are hypocrites. Let's just say that I saw a lot of titties just to say otherwise.
Oh my goodness, drama. Look, nobody's perfect. That's what Christianity teaches, but, it's kind of a big accusation, just saying. Yeah. Why does everybody hate me? I don't know.
I know why.
It's because I'm black.
Oh Lord Jesus.
That's definitely one reason. That's why I don't do my face cam that much. Because people be hating homies. 400 years, centuries of slavery, and this is what we get. Man.
Yeah. Oh my God, my feet hurt. Why are lobsters protected over unborn babies? Let me see if I can answer the question. Well, you can eat lobsters, number one.
Yeah. Again,
Get a little bit of garlic butter sauce.
really,
Inject the lobster with garlic butter and then boil the lobster.
yeah. I actually want a pet. I actually want a pet crustacean. I want to
You
be
can
like
eat them.
no, just have like as a pet, like a crab, like just to have it around and see what it's like. Just have it in like a tank. It's like, okay, what is it like to breathe? What?
What if you wait? What if you create your own SpongeBob themed fish tank?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like SpongeBob, but yeah,
You can have a Mr. Krabs.
give me a lot of great ideas. So, how am I supposed to get a starfish?
You can buy some.
I'll have to Google that. Be right back.
There's a lot of starfish. I want a starfish.
Yeah, they're very fascinating creatures. Yeah,
See, but I don't know if I would want a sponge,
a sea sponge.
like
Yeah,
a
it's kind
sea
of weird.
sponge.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about opening up my own restaurant and calling it Good Burgers.
If you should do it. If you need someone to make your website, I can help. I can hook you up because I'm trying to make a business of my own.
You see, I was thinking about making a website, but I'm not sure.
It's a good. I don't come cheap though. I charge a lot. I guess for you, I make it the exception. I mean, to keep the website running, you got to pay me like $5,000 a month.
Bruh.
Well, you open a restaurant, that'd be cool though.
Yeah. No. Did you hear me though? What I'm gonna call it?
Yeah, Good Burger. Oh wait, is that
Good
a
Burger.
movie? Is that based off a movie? There is a movie called Good Burger. So I think Keenan and Kel were in it. I think.
Yeah, there was a movie, but I'm taking it.
Oh, nice. I would totally go there. What is it? Where's it in? Like New York? Aren't you in New York or something?
No, I'm in Kansas.
Kansas. Who the heck wants to live in Kansas? What's even over there?
A lot of hot. Never mind.
A lot of baddies, huh?
You have no idea.
I definitely have to come visit. I'm just in New York. I'm kind of bland.
Don't you have a wife?
Yeah.
Talking about I want to come visit.
No, for other reasons. I do want to go to all 50 states and visit. I've been to how many states? I've only been in like I think like 6. I think. So yeah, kind of a long ways to go. In the meantime, you can be editing my videos. All you have to do is watch my videos and make clips on them for YouTube Shorts. And that's how I can gain more subscribers. Based. Oh, Becca? Hello. Cerberus Snape. Snape is black now. That's based. Are you a Harry Potter fan, Stitch?
A Harry Potter fan? Me?
Yeah. You like Harry Potter?
Kind of iffy.
Oh, okay. Do you even like anything? I might have to do a restart. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Or, I don't know, it's kind of late.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I do kind of have to go to the dentist at like 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I should
Yeah, you
probably.
should probably.
I'm probably gonna end. Yeah. Yeah. Well, have a good night, y'all. We'll be back at this tomorrow. I'm sure you want to see more of Mr. Stitch, the blue furry creature. He didn't have a good live action movie though. Yeah. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Have a good night.
Don't dish my Stitch.
His movie was bad though. Right.
No, I'm gonna get his babies to come after you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to end. All right. Good night.